The Federal Bureau of Investigation (FBI) has commenced the release of files containing data and information relating to criminal activities of President Bola Tinubu. In the introductory letter to the documents published on Plain Sight website owned and run by Aaron Greenspan, FBI said that it has completed its interim review of records subject to the Freedom of Information Privacy Act (FOIPA) that are responsive to Greenspan's request. The letter was signed by the Sector Chief for Record Information Dissemination Section, Information Management Division of FBI, Mr. Michael G. Sador. The Bureau noted that the enclosed documents were reviewed under the FOIPA Title 5, United States Code Section 552-552A, with checked boxes under applicable statutes for the exemptions asserted to protect information exempt from disclosure. The appropriate exemptions are noted on the process pages next to redacted information. In addition, a deleted page information sheet was inserted to indicate where pages were withheld entirely pursuant to applicable exemptions. An explanation of exemptions is enclosed to further explain justification for withheld information, the FBI added. You can find further documents, Plain Sight website. Now, let's tell you a little bit about the history. Remember that the United States District Courts for the District of Columbia refused to order top law enforcement agencies in the U.S. to release confidential information on President Bola Tinubu. An American, Aaron Greenspan, filed a suit in June under the Freedom of Information Act (FOIA) against the Executive Office for U.S. Attorneys, Department of State, Federal Bureau of Investigation, Internal Revenue Service, Drug Enforcement Administration, and the Central Intelligence Agency (CIA). In his complaint, Greenspan accused the law enforcement agencies of violating the FIOA by failing to release within the statutory time documents relating to purported federal investigations into Tinubu and one Muiz Adeboyega Akonde, who is now late. According to Greenspan, the records being requested were from the Northern District of Illinois and/or Northern District of Indiana, involving charging decisions against both Tinubu and Akonde. In 1993, Tinubu was said to have forfeited $460,000 to the American government after authorities linked the funds to the proceeds of narcotics tracking. The issue of Tinubu's forfeiture of the funds featured prominently at the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal, where Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi challenged the president's eligibility to contest Nigeria's presidency. But the election court, in a unanimous decision on September 6, dismissed the suit, affirming Tinubu's election. Expectedly, Tinubu's special advisor on information and strategy, Bayo Onanuga, mocked the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku, and his counterpart, Peter Obi of the Labour Party. Onanuga, while referring to Atiku and Obi, said the conspirators have failed again in their attempt to force a United States court to compel the release of some information about Tinubu. Aaron Greenspan, the American agent and contractor of Atiku Abubakar, Peter Obi, and David Hundeyin, loses his bid to stampede the Washington, D.C. court to order the release of President Tinubu's FBI record. The conspirators have failed once again, Onanuga posted on his X handle. Well, noticing that they have failed in stopping the FBI to release Tinubu's document, they resorted to asking the Supreme Court to quickly deliver judgment so as to outwit the pending document. It was quite suspicious that after the Supreme Court announced that they would deliver judgment on the matter 2nd of November, they quickly changed the date so that whatever happens afterwards would be in futility. The Supreme Court's judgment would be the shortest in history since 2003. Between the 6th of September, the date for the tribunal judgment, and the 26th of October, the date of the Supreme Court judgment, is barely 50 days. In fact, Justice Okoro, by his own confession, says he wrote the judgment himself, raising more questions than answers. Another point of concern raised by Frank Shwaibu, Special Assistant on Communications to former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, is the current administration's plan to gag the media from talking about or even publishing anything related to this matter. This is so as to stop the further embarrassment of the president. Shwaibu said the president is frustrated with the Chicago State University scandal and claimed it was planning a massive offensive in the coming days. Atiku's aide added that the threat by the National Broadcasting Commission to sanction Arise Television was only a tip of the iceberg. Well, we have also aggregated some comments that Nigerians have been making about this first tranche of files that have been released by the Federal Bureau of Intelligence. You can also comment on this particular story on the comment section. I'll be waiting. For all that is worth, at least at the very minimum, Nigerians now know the truth about this whole matter. Thanks for watching. Kindly subscribe to this channel for content like this.